If we were to associate any two colors with the Sith, red and black would immediately spring to mind. Black, quite literally for the dark side of the Force, and red for their vibrant and bloodthirsty lightsabers. However, we might want to reconsider the latter statement, as not every member of the Twisted Order chose to follow tradition. So, with that in mind, here are 6 Sith who wielded non-red lightsabers. Number 6. Lumiere. So, technically speaking, light whips were not lightsabers in their own right, but if we choose to bend the rules ever so slightly, then Lumiere is more than deserving of a spot on this list. You see, other than the uniqueness of her light whip in and of itself, the rope-like blade distinctly set her apart for its unusual yellow tinge. Despite this, however, the non-traditional weapon served Lumiere more than adequately throughout her tenure as a Dark Lady of the Sith, most notably in her various duels with Luke Skywalker. Number 5. Darth Vader. Now here's a name you probably didn't expect, for the half-man, half-machine was only ever shown wielding a red-bladed lightsaber, right? Well, as eagle-eyed viewers would attest to, Anakin Skywalker was christened as Darth Vader only hours before his brutal takedown of separatist leaders on Mustafar. This was an act he committed with his Jedi weapon. Ultimately, of course, Vader's reign as a blue lightsaber-wielding Sith Lord was cut short both literally and metaphorically by Obi-Wan Kenobi, who eventually passed the blade down to Luke Skywalker. Number 4. Qel-Droma. Just like Darth Vader, Qel-Droma was an esteemed Jedi Knight who couldn't help but fall to the dark side. Not one for blending in, however, he continued to wield the very same yellow lightsaber that served him so faithfully as the Padawan of Arca Jeff. Not even someone as high profile as Exar Kun could convince Qel-Droma to wield a weapon more fitting of a Sith Lord. But then again, Kun himself was not one for following tradition. Number 3. Exar Kun. While it was likely that Exar Kun failed to realize the custom of changing one's lightsaber upon defection, he was yet another former Jedi Knight who failed to relinquish his blue-bladed lightsaber, though in fairness it was imbued with dark side energy at one point or another. Furthermore, it helped him achieve the status of one of the galaxy's greatest duelists. So, whether it was in one-on-one combat with his former master, or in his training to become a Sith Lord, Kun was never far removed from the trusty weapon. Number 2. Darth Sidious. As the grandson of Darth Vader, Jacen Solo was all but guaranteed to follow a similar, tragic path. Sure, bringing order and stability to a fractured galaxy was a rather noble objective, but doing so by turning on his family and friends, by betraying the very principles that helped him defeat the Yuuzhan Vong, was shockingly ruthless, to say the least. With such a drastic fall to the dark side, one would only presume Darth Sidious would wield a Sith-inspired lightsaber, right? Well, yes of course, but not until a fateful duel aboard his flagship in 40 ABY would such foresight come to fruition. In fact, Sidious would have most likely continued to carry his green lightsaber if it wasn't taken by Ben Skywalker. This forced the Sith Lord to create another, slightly different weapon, one that he would go on to wield until his ultimate defeat at the hands of Jaina Solo. Number 1. Darth Sidious. Up until the release of Episode 3, no one really knew if Emperor Palpatine even possessed a lightsaber, let alone wielded one. I mean, if the original trilogy was anything to go by, then the Sith Lord was happy enough electrocuting his enemies to death, while his lapdog slew the rest. That all changed, however, when Agen Kolar, Saesee Tiin, Kit Fisto, and Mace Windu foolishly tried to arrest the Supreme Chancellor for his crimes against the Galactic Republic. All 4 Jedi quickly discovered the true power of Lord Sidious as his red blade began to cut them down one by one. Such a display left many fans finally content knowing what weapon Palpatine used before and even after the events of the original trilogy. Oh yeah, almost forgot. He somehow managed to live on past Return of the Jedi, which is a video for another day. Regardless, his reincarnated form wielded not a red-coloured lightsaber, but a rather pale blue one. Know of any more Sith who use non-red lightsabers? Let us know in the comments below. If you learnt anything new from today's video, be sure to leave us a like. And for those weekly countdown content videos, press that subscribe button and notification bell to keep it locked here to the Cancrozans.